The new DJI Pocket 3 is a camera I really want to like. The image with its new 1-inch sensor looks fantastic, even in low light, due to the physical built-in 3-axis gimbal. The camera is small, compact, easy to use. The only thing is, the application for the Pocket 3 is yet to be determined because of how unique it is. When compared against a regular camera, action camera, smartphone, it can be difficult to see where the Pocket 3 fits in. And today I want to see if the Pocket 3 can replace an action camera for mounted POV usage. So this right here is my usual setup. I have a chin-mounted Action 4 with an external mic that goes into my helmet. Right now, this is the best configuration I can think of for the Pocket 3. It's a chest mount, and it looks kind of ridiculous. I think once you can buy this adapter, it's going to help a lot for this application. But for now, I'm stuck with this chest mount. So we're going to test out a bunch of different settings, including all 3 gimbal modes, and see how the picture looks and if the Pocket 3 can replace an action camera in POV applications. All right, let's do this. Got you guys mounted on my chest. A couple things I need to say right off the bat is you are listening to the internal microphone on the Pocket 3. It sounds pretty good, even when in motion. If you're gonna do this, I find that the application and this viewfinder is a must, because a gimbal is more finicky than a wide-angle action camera. And finally, we're also going to be installing the wide-angle lens. If I can find the camera, there we go. So all these tests will be with the wide-angle lens adapter, because just for comparison, this is what the FOV looks like. It's an equivalent to 15 millimeters, which is the standard field of view on an action camera. So it's completely doable. Without this, we are significantly more cropped in. And I don't see much distortion. We can use this pull right here. So this is with, this is without. The camera is in full automatic settings, and we're going to begin in follow mode with the gimbal. All right. So let's line up the framing. I'm going to use the joystick. The camera looks to be a little bit low, so I'm going to tilt it up a little bit. And that looks to be about right. I should also mention that we're approaching dusk, low lighting, so this should double as a pretty good low light test. And we're just gonna ride for, 2 minutes with each setting, so you guys can get a full feel for what it's like, what kind of image this produces. See, I'm already noticing that the camera is tilting down. So I'm gonna have to adjust for that. I'm not sure why. I'm used to using a chin mount. Again, this is on my chest right now, so maybe it's my fault. But I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the framing up a little bit. All right, so hopefully that's better. All right, so that's the follow mode. Let's go ahead and try the FPV mode. Okay, now we're in FPV mode. The big difference here is now it's gonna follow me left and right as I tilt. All right, the framing looks okay. I'm gonna tilt you guys up a little bit using the joystick. All right, let's see if it can maintain this framing. And I gotta say, the image, even through the app right now, this little preview I have, it looks fantastic. This camera, it just looks so good. Now, I'm sure you guys have noticed already, but unlike with action cameras, everything is not in focus with the Pocket 3. So, for example, if I look down too much, the handlebars become in focus and the background is blurry. If I tilt up a little bit, it's the opposite. The background's in focus, handlebars are a little bit out of focus, and that's what you want. Luckily, you can lock the focus. Right now I'm in continuous autofocus, just the basic automatic settings. In a second, I will change that and lock the focus so you guys can see how it looks in that setting. But for now, let me do a little bit more riding in this FPV mode. So you can see right there when I turn, you guys turn with me. That's okay. I mean, honestly, I could take it or leave it. And again, I'm noticing that the camera is pointing down a little bit. I don't know if that's the chest mount. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing things. I definitely want to pick up that action camera mount as soon as it becomes available. And try putting the Pocket 3 on my chin. I think it's gonna look a lot better on the chin mount. That's my preferred way of doing this. All right, now we're in the third and final gimbal setting, which is the tilt lock. So whether or not I look down or up, you guys are gonna be looking wherever I set it. I find myself preferring this mode the most because it's another axis I don't have to worry about. I can set the height. This looks pretty good. We got the handlebars in the bottom third. And ideally now it shouldn't drift down because the tilt is locked. I still have the continuous autofocus. It's not set at one point yet. We're gonna do that next. Just like with the follow mode, the tilt lock keeps the horizon level, so you're not gonna tilt with me. Which is fine. Again, I don't have any preference one way or the other for this kind of use. Yeah, I'm noticing that we're not having that drift because the tilt is locked. And I gotta say, so far, this is my favorite gimbal mode. You have to do the least amount of babysitting. And man, that image, it looks so good on my phone right now. Again, we're dusk. The sun, what time is it? Yeah, the sun set like 5 minutes ago. So this is the low light performance. We have some ambient light, not too much. And the image, it just looks so fantastic. Let me go ahead and change the autofocus mode. All right, so now I think I locked the autofocus on the surroundings, meaning that it shouldn't bounce between my handlebars and the surroundings anymore, hopefully. I'm still in the tilt lock mode. So these right here are probably my favorite settings. We're in tilt lock mode, the wide angle lens, and the autofocus is set on the horizon. I think if you're gonna do this, this is the configuration you want. Minus the chest mount. Chin is much better. Unfortunately, again, right now I don't have the equipment to do that. But if you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel. All right, now this is my regular setup with the Action 4, chin mount, ultra wide field of view, with an external microphone in my helmet. So you guys can compare the image. We're entering low light where the Action 4 struggles more. And I do have the electronic image stabilization on. And essentially what I noticed with EIS in low light, it kind of smears the image. So it adds like a blur effect, which is really unpleasant. That's the core advantage of the Pocket 3. The image just looks way better in all lighting conditions. However, as you saw, it is much more of a hassle. So the question is that better image quality worth the hassle, the extra work, for this kind of use?
I find myself really wanting to like the Pocket 3. It's innovative, there's nothing quite like it, and I think it represents the future of cameras much more so than anything Sony, Nikon, or Canon is currently doing. But that does have the unintended consequence of making the Pocket 3 very unique. It's different than an action camera, a mirrorless camera, smartphone, so it can be difficult to know when to properly use the camera in your workflow. So as you just saw, the Pocket 3 can be used as an action camera. There's a lot more friction involved. The gimbal is way more finicky than a wide-angle action camera to use. You have to babysit the image. However, it does look better, so it could be worth it. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, against a mirrorless camera, the image is pretty comparable. However, the Pocket 3 has a fixed focal length of 20 millimeters. There's no zoom ability. And that's huge. Having a zoom range from 20 to 70 millimeters makes the camera way more dynamic and allows you to capture things that you can't with the Pocket 3. So in addition to using the Pocket 3 as an action camera, I have been using it on a tripod, getting product shots. Again, it can certainly do it, but not having a zoom, having that fixed focal length, is another point of friction if you want to use the Pocket 3 in this application. So that's why I'm so split on the Pocket 3. The image looks fantastic, it's innovative, I want to like the camera, but I think having an actual action camera and a good mirrorless camera is a better combo than having just a Pocket 3, which is mediocre at both tasks, even though it can technically do both things. But for now, I'm going to keep the Pocket 3, keep using it, and maybe my opinion will change over time, because again, the image and the stabilization and the small compact package, it's a very compelling product. Let me know your thoughts on the Pocket 3 in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.